Welcome everyone to the Business Catalyst podcast powered by Home Business Consulting, your weekly dose of insight and inspiration. I'm your host Sadaf Abbas, and today we have truly exceptional guest who is just building a business and building a better future for youth through the power of sports and innovation. Joining us today is Marcus Robinson, a proud Chicago native, military veteran, and the visionary behind Gametime Sports Holdings LLC. Marcus is a social entrepreneur dedicated to transforming youth development through a comprehensive, vertically integrated enterprise. His journey from specializing in licensed sport merchandise and to now creating cutting edge technology and infrastructure is genuinely inspiring. Marcus, welcome to the show. So, is there anything else you would like to share about yourself, Marcus?
I think you did a pretty good job of making the introduction. I mean, I've done a lot of things in life, and I try to keep the conversation really kind of focused these days. I find myself I could go on and on and on and talk about all the exciting things that I'm doing around the youth development space. But that was a great introduction. Nice to meet you, and I'm very delighted to be here today.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you for your appreciation. Can you introduce Game Time Sports Holding and its core mission?
So Game Time Sports Holdings is a innovative youth development company. We are a vertically integrated business model. We provide so many different services for young people in underserved communities and across the Chicago and Illinois communities. One of the things that I'm most proud of is the work that we've done around sports in the last 10 years. In addition to providing free baseball and softball lessons to girls and boys ages 5 to 18, we've also supported young people with youth development in terms of jobs and other enrichment programs. So we are doing a lot in this space. We're 100% focused on youth, and just very excited to be able to give back to the communities that we serve. And many of these young people, they're going through sports as part of their journey. Something that really resonates with me because sports really helped me to catapult my life and become a successful person. So very delighted to be able to give back in this way.
Perfect. So, how has your collaboration with Home Business Consulting supported your journey?
Yeah, so the collaboration with Oak Business Consultants has been amazing. And that's an understatement, to be honest with you. Have had just a great time working with Warder and all of the team members and developing our business plan, our pitch deck. We've gone back multiple times and really had a chance to create something that I think best describes who we are and our mission and the things that we want to get accomplished. And Oak has been very instrumental in helping us to tell that story. So it's been a great journey so far.
And we are also going to forward as a fundraising consultant. And I'm very pleased to go on this process. It will be very long journey, Marcus, because financial modeling, pitch deck, and business plan is just a one deliverable. You need to provide a document on that line and back and forth. The whole team is doing their updations. They are very continuously be with you to update the whole thing. All on. But once everything is finalized, the financial model, business and pitch deck, now the other phase is very important where my marketing team and I will handling this the whole fundraising consultancy. And believe me, and your support will be very, very important for me and my whole team because we are working on a 24 hours 7 day to just find a good, you can say, perspective of investor. So I hopefully you will be very patient with me and with my team Okay. So
Yes,
can you tell
absolutely.
me? Yeah, sure. Sure. So can you tell us more about the Game Time Sport app?
Yes, we're working on developing a platform. It's called Live Game Time. It's basically a platform that's kind of centered around the idea that everyone can, achieve, great things with the right support and guidance. This app is initially kind of focused on student athletes because, in my experience and talking to parents and student athletes that have been associated with our various programs, we find that there's just a lot going on in any given day, and it's very challenging for young people to be able to manage their time, right? Really, time management is so important, and many of them don't really understand, what time management is in terms of you've got to prepare for school, right? You've got to prepare for your athletics. You've got to make sure that you're getting the right nutrition, sufficient amount of sleep, and all these different things that just kind of go into, the journey for a non-student athlete. And then when you add the student and athlete component together, it's a lot of work to manage. And so this app was designed with keeping all of that in mind. And we wanted to make it a place where youth could, not only manage their time, but to gamify their training and just everyday tasks and receive rewards as a way to incentivize their participation and keeping up and managing their schedule, on this platform. So it's been just really awesome to see it all come together to be able to provide such a robust set of tools to not only help with scheduling day-to-day tasks, but also once again to help youth to learn life skills and so many other different things that will support them in their success.
So I really would love to know more about your application. Okay, the target market is young athletes, and this application is helping out to make their time management, which is very important. I totally get it. So tell me about more. How many number of users you are having already? How many partners you have for this venture, Marcus?
Yeah, so the app is currently on test flight on the Apple iOS system.
Mm,
We're pretty much done with it. We're ready to launch a beta rollout with youth that are in our various different programs. So probably a couple hundred youth and parents and coaches, will be on the platform and beginning in a couple weeks, and we'll probably test it for anywhere from 60 to 90 days. And
mm,
then afterwards, then we're going to, go to a nationwide rollout. Currently, there's about 8 million high school student athletes across the country, various cities, rural communities, large cities,
mm,
who once again are just in need of something to help support them in their academic journey as well as athletics. And the other important aspect of this app is that it provides job opportunities in the way of ambassador reps supporting the platform and representing brand partners that are going to basically be on the platform. And so we're really looking forward to kind of, developing all of that over the next several months.
mm. So it's been the application in the beta version, but still you have a very good target audience. We can easily utilize this application within 3 to 6 weeks, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And then ultimately, perhaps, we'll take the app international, and,
Mm-hmm.
translate it in various different languages. There have been, great discussions about that. We've talked to Fortune 100 companies about the value that something like this would add to their reach out to young people, and the feedback has just been tremendous.
Perfect. Perfect. It's when you already touched the market, you already have the go-to strategy before the beta version of the application, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, we currently have about 300 kids in our local community that participate in our baseball and softball programs. And so we'll initially roll it out with that group first, and their parents and the coaches that are in the network, so that we can refine anything that needs to be polished up, so to speak, and make it more valuable to the demographics, the target audience that we're going after, and ultimately, we wanna put out a great product, that's going to be useful for young people for a very long time.
Tell me about your team, Marcus, because if there's any ventures having a good success rate, it's all because of the team. So I would like to know more about your management team and currently how many members you are having for your venture.
Yeah, sure. So we hire a dev team offshore. Developed a pretty good relationship with a CTO
Hmm.
that helped us to put together our DevOps team, and he's been pretty much kind of managing that as somewhat as a favor to me. I mean, he works on many other projects, and he made some time for me to kind of help out with this, particular project. And then ultimately, we're looking for our own CTO that's going to come aboard full time. We have had meetings with several candidates. We've got some really, really good, talented people lined up that we're going to have some final meetings with. And so we're looking forward to getting our CTO on board here in the next month. And then, we'll work with the CTO to develop our technical team, and hopefully, we'll have some really talented people that will want to join our journey, and helping young people to pursue excellence, right? And that's what it's all about. My partner Earl Caldwell, he's a professor of sports law, and he teaches NIL, and he's been very involved with helping us to develop our youth development program for a number of years. And so, we bring some very unique perspectives, around helping youth to pursue excellence, and we're serious about it. And it's great to have people on the team who are committed to young people and wanting to give back. And so again, I'm just so appreciative of all the support that I've been receiving, and just trying to do what I can to help young people to figure things out in life, and put all the pieces together and become successful individuals in the future.
So I would like to add one more thing here regarding your venture, Game Time Sports. Are you going to have a project with the government entities, or you are more specified for the young generation? What type of partnerships you are looking forward to, Marcus?
Well, I think that there's just so many different directions that we can go in,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
our focus now is just on where the most need is, right? I think we kind of work from that standpoint in everything that we do, because there are a lot of young people out there that's getting tremendous support. They got great parents, they've got great structure, and they don't need a lot of help, right? And so we wanted to specifically hone in on kids from underserved communities, kids that are participating in programs where they don't have elite athletic training, they don't have a nutritionist, They don't have, the kind of the basic equipment to even participate, in some of these sports, right? And, I myself, when I was a young person, I, kind of struggle with that, being the oldest of six
I can
children from a
understand it.
single
Yeah.
parent mom. Yeah. And so, so it means a lot to me to be able to address the needs of young people that just want to, participate in sports and be kids and be happy, right? And I think that, brings a lot of joy to me to be able to give back in this way. And I'm just, so thrilled to be working with so many individuals who really share this mission and vision.
You didn't see the problem, you can't solve the problem basically. And if you see the
Right.
problem, it's mean it that problem is facing you and you face the problem. And that's why you are going to have to solve that problem into the society. So I believe that mindset, that mission vision is linked with the game sports application. I hopefully it will be resolved as soon as possible with your application. So I would like to add one more thing. What type of investor you would like to see in your venture for a long term? Because investment relationship with the venture founder is not just a one time. It's a long time journey like a marriage. So what type of investor do you think you would like to see?
Yeah, I think that, obviously investors, as you said, come in, many different perspectives and, so for me, I just want to continue to follow the fundamentals of business, and that, it's very important that, shareholders get a return on their investment, kind of want to start there, always making sure that we have a viable business, that investors can participate in and receive, an ROI. And then from there, it's, to me, anyone who's interested in helping young people pursue excellence is a good investor, right? You don't have to have a whole lot of other requirements, to be honest with you, because I'm the captain of the ship, and I'm going to be the one to really kind of, lead the way. But generally speaking, I mean, it's great to work with people who are mission aligned, and and really cared very deeply about human capital, like young people, and I certainly do. And it'd be great to work with investors who share that vision and commitment to helping young people to pursue excellence.
Okay. And you are specified for any type, okay, what is the type of investor for the region that, okay, the investor should be from this region or not? What are you open for that?
I'm open. It's always great to, have a conversation with different people and like-minded people, and I feel like that's where all my creative, inspiration comes from, right? Like meeting different people and interacting and getting great feedback, right? Yeah, it just kind of allows us to do something very special, when we're open to working with other folks.
Okay, perfect. So how these AI tools enhance productivity and future readiness for young individuals?
Yeah, so we have integrated GPT in this particular app, and as you know, it's a pretty robust tool that has evolved over the last year, quite fast. And oftentimes, young people, they have a lot of questions, right? And they don't always have someone available immediately to be able to respond to, some of their curiosity. And this GPT integration solves for that, right? And I think it's so important to make it a part of the application because, as you well know, young people are on their phones probably 24/7, right? Even when they're
Seven
sleeping,
a
they
day.
really have
Yes.
their phone. And so our goal was to meet them where they're at, and to help them to understand the power of technology, right? And how it can help to bridge the gap from not being too sure about certain things to having more knowledge, right? And we want it to be immersive, right? And GPT helps us to be able to deliver, that gateway where young people can learn more, and completely take advantage of technology to help guide them in their development.
Perfect. So, what is your vision for this multi-support complex with AI
Oh
tools?
yes, yeah. So the multi sports complex is another big bold project,
Yes.
and we've been working on it for a number, just the last several years. We've done a feasibility study, and
Mm,
we certainly can demonstrate there's high demand for sports tourism, youth sports tourism in particular. And so once again, we're working from problem solution, right? And there's here in the Midwest where we currently live in the Chicagoland area, young people who play turf sports, for example, 6 months out of the year, you're unable to go outdoors and play turf sports because of the weather, right? And so it just seems to me that, we just lose so much um, traction, right? So much momentum, the development that's gone into helping a young person to develop, their skills, right? They're kind of not continuing to get that, all year round is, it's a problem. And we wanted to solve for that by creating a indoor facility where youth could, at the very minimum, participate in, elite athletic development year round. And we found a couple locations in our nearby community. We've met
mm,
with the municipality, local stakeholders. We've gotten a lot of people involved in this and really found out just how much it's needed and how much is desired. And so we're continuing that process now. We recently completed our architectural drawings, and just a phenomenal facility, indoors and outdoors spaces, and we feel like it really is going to be the next big thing in this community, because nobody really can offer anything like this.
mm.
And there's a tremendous need, and a lot of young people who would want to participate and be served by this complex.
So, if I say this venture is not resolving just the soft core activities problem of athletics, but the hardcore activities as well. So, not just application, but a problem is resolved by the proper places to give the guidance, to give the time management application, just to give sport app. So I think so. This is a good venture. You are not resolving one problem, but you're resolving two problems at the same time. Okay. So how will AI integrate it into the physical sport complex, Marcus?
Yeah, so AI will be utilized in mostly all of our training equipment. And so, when you think about professional athletes, right, and their training regimen, a lot of it involves technology, right?
Yeah.
And AI is driving, this space. And so our plan is to have AI enabled equipment, to be available for young people to utilize, AI coaches, right? AI technology to help coaches and parents as well, right? And so there's just a lot of innovation around AI and fitness and athletic training that we intend to converge into this complex, once it's completed.
Mm. So my next segment is related to the social impact, entrepreneurship, and personal drive. Okay, Marcus. So my question is, how will Game Time Support Holdings impact underdeserved communities?
Yeah, so the main emphasis for us is that we invest in human capital, right? Young people.
Mm.
Young people obviously are the future, but we have to make that investment now. And our focus is um, to really kind of help them to grow, right? And our motto is a learn, work, play kind of strategy, where we focus in on those three pillars of youth development and to ensure that young people can be successful in the future. And so, once we pour into young people at a very early age, those very early stages of development in life, the idea and the hope and the goal is that, they'll come back to their communities and continue
Mm.
to help those communities to thrive. And so that's where we get the most social impact from is when someone such as myself who's grown up in a underserved community, experience, the struggles, got support, came back and was able to do the things that I'm doing right now, quite frankly, So hopefully my goal is to continue to inspire young people and to maybe perhaps create 100,000 Marcus Robinson stories across this city.
So I hope so. This mission, this vision, just from this venture and this venture literally impact underdeserved community. I really hope so it will. What message do you have for other social entrepreneurs, Marcus?
Yeah, well, I think that again, the most important focus for me has been helping young people to pursue excellence, right? And I think that when you kind of take that on as a call to action, whoever you are, there is someone, whether that's your own kids or a neighbor's kid or just a young kid who that you come across, at the grocery store. I think that we have to be intentional with letting them know that we see them and we support them. And I think that's so important because, there are many young people today that don't feel supported. They feel like, their parents are too overwhelmed, which they are. There's a lot of, priorities that are happening every single day to try to keep up with the things that you have to maintain in order to, continue to provide a healthy environment, for your young person to grow and develop. But then I think that, the community at large, right, can also support this effort. And that's my goal. I mean, I don't have any children of my own, but I feel like every kid that I come in contact with, I would treat them as if they were my own child in terms of being able to pour into them. So that's just been my mission. And, I know it's worked for me. There have been so many people along my journey that's shared the things that I needed to get me to the next phases of my development. And so I know it works, I'm speaking from, personal history, right, that I know it works. And so my goal is to continue to give back and try to inspire others to do the same.
So this is basically Marcus a leadership skills. If you inspire
Yeah.
single one person, you are basically training the whole one generation. So if in the team, if I'm telling you my personal experience, if you are just inspired in the whole team members, one single person, you have no idea that you are building the whole one generation. And one generation means 100 years. If you want to see the success, um, plant a tree. If you want to feel a success as a leader, So one single leader. That's it. The whole game is dead. So the problem, I'm not saying that this is a problem, but this is the impact of the leadership skills. So I believe that Marcus, you will have, you are not just building the venture, you are building the generation as well. If the one single kid is going through your venture and he will be athlete, he will give more inspiration to other 100 to 1,000 children and kids who are not having that facility that they are having due to this venture. So believe me, I have a very good, you can say, vision with you as a long-term relationship, not just a business, but as a social entrepreneur as well. So what feels you personally every day?
Well, I think that my inspiration just comes from people that came
Mm,
before me
mm,
that struggled in their journey during their time, and made um, a lot of sacrifices, right, in paying it forward so that the next generation, the Marcus Robinson's generation, could pick up the baton and the third leg of the race and just walk across the finish line. And so I want to be able to give the next generation a good jump start, right, in life, and that they can keep it going and pave the way for those that come after them. And I think that that's kind of my basic philosophy around, life is it's a race, but it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And I like to add to it that, in many ways, it's a marathon that has a relay race in it. And it's our job to help the next generation to succeed. And we've got to lay that foundation, and that's what I'm doing here at Game Time.
mm. Perfect. So Marcus, your insights into leveraging technology and integrated development for you are truly groundbreaking. We have covered so much in this very short podcast, from the foundational sports app to the ambition multi support complex. And it's clear Game Time Support Holdings is set to make an immense impact. Thank you so much for joining on the Business Categories podcast today and sharing your inspiring vision, Marcus.
Thank you for having me. And once again, thanks to everyone at Oak
Mm.
Business Consultants. You all have done an amazing, amazing job. And it's been, I don't know, we've been working together now for about 7 or 8 months. And
Yes.
it's been awesome, to be honest with you, right?
Thank you so much for your appreciation.
To
Yes.
be a part of the team. It's been amazing. I really appreciate you. Thank you very much, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me. And I hope to chat with you again soon.
Yeah, sure, of course. We are, you can say, fundraiser consultant with you, and I'm telling you, I will bother you every single time. And your
Okay.
quick response is very important for me and my whole team. And I believe that you are very responsive, you are very acting, you are very prompt every single day, and you are very clear with your vision, you are very clear with your numbers, you have a very clear instruction the whole team, so it's really helped us to build the whole very complex financial model for you. It's not an easy task without you. So, and that's rest of another inspiring episode, the Business Categories podcast, powered by Oak Business Consultant. If you have been fascinated, as I have, please visit Game Time Sport Holding online to learn more about Marcus work.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to continuing to collaborate with you.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Have a good day.